snarky or anything like that. But when I saw this, when I heard that one statement, there was a part of me that just was like, okay, how in the name of all that's holy can any human being give a new arrangement of time? That is a God Almighty gift that we have. We cannot rearrange time. But yet these are the beliefs of these people who now want to get on your TV on Friday night and tell you, oh, how wrong we've been and how we've been educating. Okay? Let's see here. Now, at 8:52, he does bring up the school boards. He said the school boards in the XQ way of thinking will transcend the old ones. Now, because these school boards will be transcended, the 3 R's are now the foundation for more expansive range of capacity. Now, I'm sorry. He lost me at 3 R's because we know the 3 R's have already been replaced by the 4 C's, and it's critical thinking, collectivism, creativity, critical thinking, collectivism, and I can't remember the other one. There's a 4th one.
Collaboration.
Thank you. Okay. So when he comes up with this more expansive range of capacity, and that was a direct quote, by the way, I really don't know what he means, but that was his one mention of how school boards have been, pretty much proven outdated. All right. Now, as far as the 10 super schools that are already in our nation, which have converted to Project XQ, these students have proven to be, and I hope you're ready for this because this is the other list, and I about threw up when I heard this one. Okay, XQ students are, number 1, Masters of Fundamental Literacy. Number 2, they are critical readers. Number 3, they are compelling writers. Number 4, they are mathematical thinkers. Number 5, they are holders of foundational knowledge. Number 6, they are informed about our world, our history, our culture, and its finances. Number 7, they are original thinkers. Number 8, they are problem solvers. Number 9, they are able to confront complexity and ambiguity with creativity and logic. Number 10, they are generous collaborators seeking out diversity. Number 11, they are integrating different perspectives into thinking. Number 12, they are able to co-create positive solutions. Number 13, they are lifelong learners with perpetual, self-driven, and self-directed motivation.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
I know, dear. That's why I couldn't get past 20 minutes. But that list has been quoted almost verbatim by any pro-Common Core disciple out there. I mean, when I was reading that list, how many of them had you heard before?
Well, and I want to tie this in. You talked about the 4 C's.
Right.
My friend Lynn Davenport actually found now they have the 7 C's.
Oh, it would.
And I'm looking at this Oracle Education Foundation, but let me read the 7 C's to you because it ties into exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Number 1, critical thinking and problem solving. They have research, analysis, synthesis, project management, etc. under critical thinking. Creativity and innovation, new knowledge creation, best fit, design solutions, artful storytelling. That's under creativity and innovation. Number 3, collaboration, teamwork, and leadership. Cooperation, compromise, consensus, and community building. Number 4, cross-cultural understanding across diverse ethnic knowledge and organizational cultures. The next one, communication and media fluency, crafting and analyzing messages and using the media effectively. The next one, computing and ICT fluency, effective use of electronic information and knowledge tools. And the last one, career and learning self-reliance, managing change, lifelong learning, and career redefinition. So this is so well funded, and it is all media and marketing.
Absolutely. Now, I will tell you, technology, that's the T in STEM. So any of this will absolutely tie to STEM, and you can trace STEM back to Agenda 21 and the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. But this is and what's one thing we need to point out is that this is a large part of the technocratic and educratic platform that has been quietly gaining speed, if you will, for quite a few years. And Bloomberg is in this, as is Gates and Jobs and, all those kind of people. In this particular video, after they get through reading off the 13 different things that their students can do, they reveal that through the project, all kinds of technical devices have been given through avenues of the public-private partnerships, or the P3s, and that because of this, now our businesses, and ESSA backs this up as well, because there's a mandate in there for increasing the presence of public and private partnerships, and especially businesses, in your classroom. Because the public-private partnerships all have a role in leveraging technology. Now, it's not for education. Here's what the gentleman said. He said, we're leveraging technology for the future of our U.S. leaders. Of course, he was talking about students. And this was the president of XQ, and that was Matt Lawrence. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to read you the 10 super schools. There are 10 schools across the United States, Alice, that got $10 million to reform their high schools to fit this Project XQ. You have 3 extras or backup super schools, if you will. The 10 who got the $10 million, you have New Harmony High School in Louisiana. You have Fur High School in Houston, Texas. You have Grand Rapids Public Museum School in Michigan. You have the Rise High School in California. The Powder House Studios in Massachusetts. The Brooklyn Labs High School, which is a charter school in New York. You have the Design Lab High School in Delaware. The Vista Challenge High School in California. The Washington Leadership Academy in the District of Columbia. And the last one that got $10 million was the Summit Elevate School in California. Now, the 3 who are kind of the backup for Project XQ, they didn't get quite as much money, but they still said, yes, we're going to go the Project XQ way in our education. The first one is the Bartleby School, which is a project of Elizabethton High School in Tennessee. They got $200,000 right up front, and then $1,000 per every student towards college tuition. Then you have the Iowa Big, which is based out of Cedar Rapids, and they got $1 million over 5 years. And then you have, lastly, the Seminole County Public School System in Florida, which got $1 million for over 5 years. Now, some of the things that these particular super schools are doing, let's see, for instance, the Iowa Big, because they have taken the $1 million over the 5 years, is based out of Cedar Rapids, as I just said. The gentleman who was representing them said, we are vicious about community partnerships because we feel these relationships need to be almost pathological. Are you kidding me, Alice? Are you
They are
kidding me?
pathological.
This man said this on this video about education in your hometown, and you're going to be almost pathological with the students? I mean, where are where's the policeman? Where's the sheriff? I don't know. That is a chilling statement to me. All right, let's move on from there because we need to. Brooklyn Labs is a charter school network. Right now, when this video was shot, they were 6th through 8th grade only. They recently used their money from the Project XQ to create their high school. So this is their very first year as a high school and their very first Project X from the get-go. And they live to serve complex learners such as the whole village at the table. And they're big into youth development and life, which is basically life-ready and college-ready. Well, we've heard that before, okay? The Washington Leadership Academy. Now, it was a little hard to hear what these particular people were saying, but there were two from the Washington Leadership Academy. One was the spokeslady for the particular school. The other is the full-time businessman whose job it is to sit at the school 5 days a week as long as school is in session, and he is there because that's his presence in his community and in his school. Now, when this man, I'm speculating here, but when this man hired on with whatever company he's with, I'm sure it wasn't to go sit in the school 5 days a week to be a liaison, but that's what he's doing. So these are things, again, you're going to see probably talked about and presented in the video on the TV show on Friday night. We don't need more business in education.
No, we don't. And I want to talk just a second, and I brought Lynn Davenport. She's on the line as well, and we were texting back and forth as you were talking, Lynn. No, it's good because in Texas, and Texas said no to the Common Core, but we didn't have to say yes because we have been implementing all of this from the get-go, and there are parents like Lynn who see exactly what you are describing is coming in full force in the state of Texas. And Lynn, Lynn Davenport, talk a little bit about Learner of the Future and what is in Richardson ISD, Dallas ISD, Highland Park ISD, Katy ISD. It's everywhere in Texas. And talk about the origins, if you will, because it marries up with this completely. Wouldn't you agree, Lynn?
Yeah, so all of the districts that I've just been Googling, the Richardson ISD, Dallas ISD, they all have these graduate profiles. And Dawson Orr, Dr. Orr, who was the former superintendent over Highland Park ISD, he brought this the same thing to Highland Park, and he may have been one of the first ones to do it. I'm not sure the timeline of all these districts, but he brought it to Highland Park where he wanted to create this graduate profile of their students. So anyone graduating from Highland Park ISD would be a critical thinker, an innovative thinker, academically prepared, which, of course, that's what we want for our kids, to be academically prepared. But they all say the same things, these profiles, an effective communicator, collaborator, motivated, confident, resilient, responsible person, an engaged citizen, globally competent, and they go into these emotional things like empathy and compassion, open-minded, on and on. And, well, some of those things are assumed.